we have Senior Vice President and Commercial Lending Manager Tom Dumont, and Vice President and Branch Manager of the brand new Wisner location, Jim Sykes. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Bart.
And welcome to Jackson.
Yeah.
Although you're both from Jackson.
Yeah.
So welcome Chelsea State Bank to Jackson.
I'm glad to be here.
We're great to have you with us on JTV because, well, today we're going to introduce a new regular segment on this show, Financial Focus, presented by Chelsea State Bank. And already you've been participating with JTV with high school football.
Mm-hmm.
I know you both are big high school sports fans.
Tom's apparently a little bit bigger. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm living it.
Well, you guys, you know the Heisman Post, so you must have some football in you. This
A long while ago.
This is part of the team. You guys participated at the very beginning of our football season by presenting our media day. Thank you so much for that.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
I started immediately after that.
Well, you guys, I think, like this sponsorship because it's very important to you personally, but also to CSB that you're participating in the community.
Absolutely. It was when we had the opportunity to meet with Molly and your team, you know, what you guys do for the kids in the community of athletics, football, basketball, girls too, baseball, and the softball program. It's fabulous, and what an opportunity for the kids to be able to go back in and watch replays or watch their rivals participate and compete. I think it's a fabulous opportunity for the kids to gain exposure and to see them, see themselves compete. It's great.
Well, thanks for helping us do that.
Yeah.
Now, both of you are very familiar to our viewers because you've had long careers in banking in the community. Tom, tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I graduated from Michigan State, went to work for one of the trillionaire banks. I was formerly credit trained there, worked between Metro Detroit and Lansing area, and then made my way back to Jackson by means of my wife, who was born and raised in the community, and met Allison at Michigan State. And 2006, I joined the old Citizens Bank team, which became part of Huntington, and I was there for better part of my banking career here in Jackson, and came to Chelsea State Bank with a connection with an old teammate in the credit program at Chase, Joanne Rao, who leads our team as president CEO. There's an opportunity to come in and take over as commercial lending manager and take over for the retiring Mary Lee Penny, who continues to serve on our board. So that's how I made it to Chelsea State Bank, and part of our strategic plan is to make way into Jackson, which that's been part of our strategic plan for the last 4 or 5 years, and finally making it happen.
Great. Jim, you actually worked with Tom during your career in banking.
I did. We worked together for about 10 years in one of the banks that he named, Citizens, all through those, but for about 10 years, and we always stayed in touch. I always enjoyed working with Tom. Think a lot of him and how he conducts himself. And when he reached out, and Bill Bacon, who was the other gentleman in your photos, to see if I had an interest in maybe joining the team, they were coming to Jackson, I certainly did. So I was able to retire from one bank, had Friday off, and then I started with Chelsea State Bank the following Monday.
Yeah, I actually saw you out for lunch on that Friday, which was going to be the first day of your retirement, but ended up being the last day of your retirement.
Correct. So it was not the only bar I went to that day, so my wife thought it was good for me to get back to work. So.
All right, well, I won't say where I saw you. The time of year, we're approaching the holidays, so we all thought that it would be really a good way to kick off our Financial Focus segment in talking about the holiday. It's not too soon to start planning for Christmas expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good time to not only check in on the big picture goals, so checking in on the retirement planning, evaluating your contribution limits and your contribution percentages. Looking at some of the automatic features that are good to have in play. If they're not in play, it's a good time to put them into play. But as far as planning for the holiday purchases, or looking at the big picture, or the bigger capital expenditures, maybe it's appliances, maybe it's a vehicle, maybe it's even planning for taxes, putting automation into play. Creating sub-accounts or creating a savings account that allows you to automatically put a portion of your pay each month or each paycheck into a particular specific purpose account. It lessens the burden when it comes time to make those purchases around the holidays or whatever you're planning for. So it's a good time to check in on those goals.
Jim, I think a lot of families every year, they say, okay, we're cutting back. Are there ways to do it, that you can stick to?
I think it's having that budget and sticking to it, but everybody goes past it. So like Tom was saying, having some money ahead of time instead of trying to play catch up and when those credit card bills start coming in. For emergency situations, having a home equity line of credit, using the equity you've got in your home. So if you have a problem with your furnace in the middle of winter, you've got access to those funds. But like Tom was saying, you can automate those savings and have a certain amount go to your savings. And just the easier you make it for yourself, the better you're going to do. With 401ks, one thing I've always told the younger employees that I worked with is take advantage of it. You're not going to miss it, and you don't want to miss out if the company is going to match 3%, 5%, 6%. It's easy money, and if you have it set up and just have it build each year, you're gonna be a lot better off down the road.
Yeah, and that's something you don't even know is happening right before your eyes. Just have
Pay yourself first.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of companies with their 401ks now will automatically increase you 1% every single year unless you opt out of that. So if you don't see it, you don't miss it.
Can you take that and create sub-accounts? I guess, is that such a thing?
Yeah, a lot of financial institutions, we use a service through Plinkit, and so it's all under one savings account. However, you can create different goals for each category. So we had a trip to Ireland that we planned for, and we began saving under a sub account 3 years ago, and so it lessened the burden of having to pay for the airplane flights for five of us that went, and we were able to save for that over a period of time. You're able to set up a holiday Christmas style account, and if you want to save for something over 3 months, 6 months, a year, however long that goal is, you can set those funds aside and you can have a specific purpose. So it can be for whatever your goals are and whatever you're saving for.
Oh, we're going to have to compare some notes, Tom, because I'm going to Ireland in a couple weeks.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous place.
Did you go to Dublin?
We went to Dublin, we went to Doolin, we saw the Cliffs of Moher, we saw numerous castles, Kolb, where that was the last stop of the Titanic. So we had a great time, very family friendly. People are very friendly. The driving situation is something to be careful with.
They drive on the right, on the left.
So you drive on the right side of the vehicle on the left side of the road.
Oh, I can't. We'll
Is that
take
right?
it.
Did I say
You're
that
taking
right?
Karen to drive, right?
Yes, yeah. Or Uber. Do they have Ubers over there?
Yes, they do.
Now this plan, budgeting and everything. Do you just do it on your own, or how critical is it? Get the whole a family meeting about it?
Well, I guess it depends on what the goals are and what you're planning for. Certainly, I think once you go through you set up a budget. I think it's important to include other members of your family so that you're on the same page and your goals are aligned. Because if there's a disconnect, well, you have one side doing one thing and the other they're not communicating. That's it's a recipe for not meeting that goal.
Yeah.
So I think communicating, making sure all parties of the family that need to be involved are involved. And sometimes you involve the kids, sometimes you don't involve the kids. It just depends on what you might be saving for.
Yeah, and probably every financial, even small things like you could end up both grocery shopping for the same things unbeknownst to each other.
simple things.
Does it happen to you?
all the time.
Now we have a couple of photos here from your new branch. Is it up and open yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Slated for a fourth quarter opening. So we'll let you know as soon as we get a more definite date down.
This is really a great location on Wisner Street, just off Ganson. And the mural, I know you know a little bit more about the artist in the mural of that artwork.
I believe Laughlin?
Ben Macklin.
Macklin, I'm sorry.
Joe Macklin.
Joe Macklin.
Joe Macklin.
Joe Macklin.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he did the mural in the Lumen Christi Chapel.
Right, and
So
there we
that
are.
was definitely something we wanted to keep.
Yeah.
I think it's a great piece of artwork, and
So to clarify that, if that's a Southern Comfort sign behind us, that is not in the branch?
Not in the branch.
No, that is not in the branch.
The
So.
new corner bar in the branch. No, actually, this was the day that we ran into Jim at the Dirty Bird
Mhm.
on his first and last day of retirement.
Yep.
The,
Short but sweet.
We were really glad, and I think fans of Joe Macklin as well. That the building was purchased by an organization that cares about that mural. It's an awesome mural and very important part of the community.
Yes, it is.
absolutely.
Well, welcome to Jackson and welcome to JTV.
And we are happy to be here, and thank you for having us on the show.
Yep.
Thanks
Thank
so
you very
much. Thank
Enjoy
you.
Ireland.
We have the start of a first of many segments with Chelsea State Bank Financial Focus. Thanks to CSB and Tom Dumont and Jim Sykes. More to come on today's show.